Hello, welcome back to our Farmer's Breakfast. I want to start with apologizing for we have had a technical problem when we went for the break, but we are back and really apologize for that. Please forgive us, and if you are just coming in, we are talking about safe use of pesticide and why should we be concerned about safe use of pesticide. This is a campaign with UNIDO and Market Access Upgrade Program. So we have been talking about safe use of pesticide before we went for the break, and we were talking about what we have talked about is what we should do as farmers when we are purchasing our chemicals, when we are purchasing our agrochemicals. Before we go to the next point on safe use of pesticide, I would like to ask to read the comments that we had or before the break so that we can get to answer them. And I'm saying if you are a farmer and you can be able to answer this question, you can as well leave your contribution, or what do you think about this or whatever question that we are going to read. So the first question was, what about the local pesticide, like my mom used ash from the kitchen? So I will say that we are not here, we as a farmers media, we are here to connect, learn and grow with farmers, and our main concern is to be able to teach farmers on sustainable methods of agriculture, sustainable methods of production. And we are concerned about the human race, we are concerned about the future, our future. So that's why we are talking about safe use of pesticide, and we are not advocating for only using pesticide, we are advocating for other methods. But pesticides, they are meant to kill living organisms, so we should really be concerned about these, and misuse of them can lead to more harm than good. So without further ado, let me just answer this question. What about that? We actually advocate for other alternative methods, because we advocate for integrated pest management, which is IPM. We will talk about that later. But in regards to answering this question, yes, ash is safe to use. And what ash is supposed to do is that ash is supposed to be used to raise your pH level. So what happens is that farmers use ash without testing their soils. So you need to test your soils so that you can understand whether you should use ash or not. Ash is very good because it has some elements which are necessary, but in other terms it cannot be used in large scale. But if you are doing small scale, I will say it's okay to use that, and it's a good alternative because it doesn't cause any harm to the environment and all that. So my answer will be, what about them? Yeah, I advocate for using that. My opinion, I advocate for using ash if you are able to use them. But first thing, advocate also for soil testing. So we are going on to our next question. Our next question was, why should we use industrial pesticide? This was from Kaloleni Farm. Kaloleni Farm is saying, why should we use industrial pesticide and herbicide in the first place? That is what he's asking. No need. So I will answer this in my way, in what I know in regards to an advocate and participant for sustainable agriculture. I will answer this. Why should do we really need this pesticide? That is what he's asking. But then he's saying, no, we don't need them. When you say we don't need pesticide, because we do not only have agricultural pesticide, we also have human pesticide, that like drugs which are protecting us from malaria. Those are pesticides. So when you are saying we don't need pesticide, you mean we are not supposed to take drugs as people, as human beings. So what I will say is that, because pesticides are, what I would say is that what is really applicable. You will say we do not need them, but in large scale we need to use pesticide. So what I will say is that we should avoid using pesticide, because in the first place we should avoid using them doing IPM, making sure that we're using other methods of propagation, you'll always go for the safest method. Then if it's not working, you can use pesticide. And the people who are saying pesticides are used, by the way, by even organic farmers use pesticide, and pesticide can really help us to do large scale. So I will say yes, we need pesticides, but we need to use them in a safe way. So I will invite you for your contribution about use of pesticide. This is an open platform. You can tell us what is your take about that. And then we had also Bernard Uku, who was watching us from Kaboko, Uganda. He's saying this: pesticide, an issue of life and death. Even the unconcerned person get affected within the food chain. We need to empower farmers. Yes, this is really nice. Yes, this is what we are doing. We are empowering farmers on safe use of pesticide, because these pesticides are tested. They are those which are safe, and we have pesticides which have active ingredients which are not good for human consumption, which are carcinogenic, which can cause cancer, and we have others which are mutagenic, which can interfere with your mutation, that is reproductive and all that, and your hormones. So we should educate farmers on this, and it's all of us. We need to educate farmers on this. This is we need to share out. That's why I'm asking you to share out our live stream, so that we can have more people coming in, so that more people can get to learn about safe use of pesticides. So we are going on. I want to see if we have new people who are coming in, so that we can welcome new people who are just joining us. So I want to welcome new people. We actually started again, so that's where we started another show, because we started another show because we had an issue. So I want to welcome people who are watching us. If it's your first time, please karibu sana, and do not forget to follow us on our social media platform. We are as a Farmers Media on YouTube, as well as on Facebook. We are as a Farmers with a Z on Instagram, and we are as a Farmers Training Center on LinkedIn. And in that regard, we train farmers on good agricultural practices. We also do farm management for people who cannot be on their farm 24/7. We do over soil testing services. And in regards to training farmers, we will be having an event of harvesting onions at our Farmers Training Center. So if you want to be part of the onion harvesting event, please, you can always register with our phone. You can always call in and register with us. You can always inbox us on Instagram, on Facebook, and get in touch with us, and we can plan. We can have you to be a part of the harvesting event. So if you are watching us, please tell us where you're watching us from, and please comment and let us know what you think about safe use of pesticides. So we are going on to another thing. We are going on to about safe use of pesticide in regards to reading the labels, making sure as farmers we are reading the labels. This is very important. When we started this show early on, I was talking about something that happened on the weekend with my brother and sister. They were arguing about the reading the labels and all that. My brother was, it's not important, it's not really important. And I know there's so many of my brother outside there who think that reading the label is not really important. You think that having more concentration of the pesticide is going to do more, it's going to be more effective than just having what has been recommended by the manufacturer. So we have people who are doing this. So my brother and sister were arguing about this antibacterial formula for poultry and livestock. So my sister was like, we should read the labels. Let's read the label and do and just put the correct amount. And then my brother was like, label kitu gani? If you are not Kenyan, it says that, I can't really translate that, but label kitu gani, it's not really very important. The label was not really very important for him. So we are going to talk about reading the labels and safe use of pesticides. Pesticides help us as farmers to grow more crops, but if we do not use them correctly, we are going to cause more harm to our soils, more harm to our water bodies, more harm to our workers, and more harm to everybody. We all get affected. So let's talk about reading the labels. So what are we supposed to do when we are reading the labels? What am I supposed to know as a farmer as far as the label is concerned? So the first thing that you should do as a farmer when you are using pesticide is check the labels to ensure that it has valid expiry date and batch number. So that is the first thing that you are supposed to do. Make sure that the label has a valid expiry and batch number. Another thing is that ensure the label is clearly visible and intact. Ensure that the label is clearly visible and intact. Always follow the label instruction on usage, safety handling, and safety handling of pesticide. So on safe use of pesticide, when we are talking about the label, because as you can see, the label is something that not so many people get to. Some people just assume and they don't read the label. Make sure that it has a valid expiry date and a batch number. Make sure that it's visible and it's intact, and always follow the label instruction on safety, on usage and handling. And there's something that is very important that I want to share you in regards to as the label is concerned. So when we have pesticide, we have classes of pesticide. We have class 1, class 2, class 3, and class 4/5. Class 4 and 5, they are in the same. And pesticides, they are classified according to the toxicity, according to their toxicity level. So when you are reading the label, we have different pesticides have different labels. So we have labels on class, labels on re-entry interval, we have labels on pre-harvest entry, and then we have label code, and then we have the cushion, the cushion signal. I hope that I said that right. So we are going to take this one by one. So we have pesticide class 1. Class 1 is the most, those are which are very toxic. And then we have class 2, which are toxic but not very toxic. And then we have class 3, which are harmful. Then we have class 5, which are not very harmful, which are very safe, but you should always follow the instruction. And then we have in re-entry period. Re-entry period, the maximum that you can see in the re-entry period is 24 hours. So if the re-entry period is 24 hours, it means that this is a toxic, it's toxic. And then we have 12 hours, less toxic. Then we have 4 hours. And then the toxicity continues to go down with the re-entry time. The re-entry time is the period that you should take before you get into the farm. So on the labels have all this. This is all in the label. And then we have 2 hours re-entry time, which is now the most it's not safe, but you should also take caution. And then there is a label code. Now the label code comes with colors. We have red color, we have yellow color, we have a blue color, and then we have a green color. And then the toxicity increases from red and then decreases as you go down to green. So if the label color is red, it means that the toxicity level is very high. And then when we have yellow, it's not as high as the red one, but it's also high. Then we have blue, which is not very high, but which is now reducing. I hope that you are getting what I'm saying, And then we have a green one, which it's not that it's safe, but you should take caution. And then we have signals. We have signals on the. I wish I had a bottle of a pesticide, but we have signals like we have a skull. When you see there is a skull in the bottle, when you see that there is a skull, it means that this is really the toxicity level is very high. And then from the skull we have a cross, just a normal cross. So when you have a cross, it means that it's not as toxic as the one which has a skull, but it's not yet safe yet, so we should take care. And then we have one which is written harmful, and then we have one which is written cautious. So the caution one is the one that is now on the green, that has a green label. So we should take more. It is not very risky. So from the label we can be able to understand exactly. From the label we can be able to really understand exactly from the label we can be able to understand how toxic the pesticide is. So let's make sure that we are reading the labels. And then one other thing that I'm going to talk about, we have the post-harvest entry. So there's this time that you take before you harvest the crop, which is also something that we should consider, but that we are going to talk in depth about that later. So that is it all about the label. So let me know if there's something that you need to contribute in regards to reading the label, or have you been doing it? Have you been really following the label? Do you really read your label correctly? Or you're just like, I'm going to use my brother here, who you just it's not really the label is not really very important to you, as long as as long as you get rid of the pesticides, the pest. So let's make sure that we are reading our labels and make sure that we understand all the class of the pesticide. We understand the entry period, we understand the labels, and we understand the caution signals on our pesticides. And then now we are going to transportation of pesticide. As far as safety use of pesticide is concerned, we are going to the transportation of pesticide. So one thing that we should do as farmers when we are transporting our pesticide, one thing that we should do is that let's make sure that we are isolating our pesticide. We are not transporting them in the same place with our food substances. I think that is just in the same vehicle with our food substances. That is just something that is very logic. Like this is a harmful substance, so we cannot transport it with our food. So this is something that we should really take care of, we should really understand. And then make sure that when you are transporting your pesticide, they are properly sealed. This is to ensure that to avoid spillage. So make sure that they are properly sealed so that we can avoid spillage. And then we have pesticides should be protected from rain and direct sunlight during transportation. So in transportation, that is really what is important. Make sure that you are transporting them away, not in the same vehicle with food stuff. Make sure that you are protecting it from sun and rain, and then also make sure that it's properly sealed to avoid spillage, and which can lead to accidents. Then we come to the storage of pesticide. To the storage of pesticide, there's something that is really very logical. Like just the same way as transporting them, when you are storing your pesticide, make sure you have a designated area that you are only storing your pesticide, very far away from your food substances. Like it's only meant to store the pesticide. So make sure that you are keeping them in a place that is only designated for only pesticide use. Especially if you are a small scale farmer, make sure that you are doing that, because it really becomes hard for a small scale farmer. I know for large scale farmers, they've put in systems where they can be able to have only one designated area for storage of their pesticide. So make sure that you have a designated area for storing your pesticide. And another thing is that make sure that you are storing your pesticide in the original container. Make sure that you are storing them in the origin container, and make sure that they are not in areas where your children can reach. Make sure that pesticides are very harmful. They're very harmful. So let us make sure that we are not storing them in areas that can be accessed by our kids, or in areas that our kids can reach. So another thing is that keep pesticides, always label the storage area. When you are storing your pesticide, make sure that you have labels which can be really seen in a nice way. Not in a nice way, that are just, they can be seen. You know what I mean? Like label them correctly. And another thing I will advise is that when you are storing your pesticides, we have the liquid one, we have granulars, we have powders, and we have all that. So make sure that you are storing the liquids on the lower shelves. What does that mean? Because accidents do occur, and sometimes accidents, we do all we can do to prevent accidents, but often accidents just occur. So let's make sure that we are storing our liquid pesticide on the lower shelves, and then we are storing the granular, the powder, and all that other formulas, we are storing on them on the upper level. This is because, you know, when liquid can spill, zinaweza mwagikia the ones that are in the form of unga and granules and all that. So this is to avoid them contaminating these other pesticides which are in other formula, and then a liquid one. So that is it about storage of pests, the storage, reading the labels, making sure that you are storing them safely, and making sure that you are transporting them safely. And before we go to anything else, I want to acknowledge people who are watching us. We had a live stream that was really full of people, but unfortunately we had a technical issue and then we had to start again. So I see we are being watched by Saidu. I'm really sorry if I do not pronounce your name correctly. Please forgive me. So we have Saidu. Yeah, I can. Maria Gold. We have Sahidu Maria Gold who is watching us. Karibu sana. Thank you for watching us. Please tell us where you're watching us from, and if it's your first time coming here, Karibu sana. And if you're not Kenyan, Karibu sana is saying welcome. Welcome to our show. You are really welcome to our show. And then we have Cornelia Van, thank you so much for watching us. Kindly, you can tell us where you are watching us from, and let us know if it's your first time watching us. And please do not forget to follow us on our social media platforms so that you can be notified every time that we have new content for you. And then we have Nchena Andri, who is also watching us. Thank you so much, Andri, for watching us. If it's your first time coming, please do not forget to follow us on our social media platforms so that you are notified every time that we upload another interesting content on farming, as we are advocates and participants for sustainable agriculture, and we are here to connect, learn, and grow with farmers across Africa and beyond. So we have Lisenda, who is watching us. Lisenda, thank you so much for watching us. If it's your first time watching us, please, you can follow us on our social media platforms so that you're notified every time that we upload new content. And please, if you're watching us, make sure to like this video. Make sure you give us the hearts so that we can impress the Facebook algorithm, because we are here to impress the algorithm so that we can have this content being suggested to more people, so that we can have more people getting to learn about safe use of pesticide, because this is really important for all of us. Nobody remains unaffected across the food chain, because pesticides are used in food production, and we have almost everybody in this planet eating food every day, if not every day, like people need food for their survival. So, and we need to produce food which is healthy and safe. So we are going to go to our next subtopic on, as far as safe use of pesticide is concerned. We are going to talk about proper handling of pesticide. What does it take? What is the meaning of proper handling of pesticide? That is what we are going to talk about when we come back after this break. What I would like to ask you is that if you have any question, if you have any concern about safe use of pesticide, please make sure that you put in your contribution as a comment in the comment section. What do you think about safe use of pesticide campaign? We are doing this in partnership with UNIDO, that is United Nations Industrial Development Organization, and markup, which is a market access upgrade program. And we are doing this so that we can have food which is safe for the both local and international market. As you know, according to research, it shows that, not according to research, because there was so many usage of pesticide in Kenya in the year of 2015, beans and peas were delisted from marketing, from being exported to the EU due to excessive use of pesticide, and that is what we are here campaigning, so that we can avoid more crops being delisted from being exported to the EU market, as well as making sure that we are providing safe food for our country and for our people. So let's take this commercial break, and then we will be right back with more details. Make sure that you stay tuned and wait for us. And we still apologize that we had an issue with the first make sure that you watch our first live stream, because we had a technical problem and we had to start this. So let's see you after this short commercial break. Hello, welcome back to A Farmer's Breakfast. My name is Miss Sarah, your host, and karibu sana. Please, if it's your first time coming here we connect, learn, and grow in agriculture. So today we are having safe use of pesticide. We have been doing this. We have been on live from 9 up to now, and we apologize for our first live stream. We had a technical issue, so we had to start over again, and we thank you for coming over for this other live stream, and you are with us, and we are getting to learn and grow. What I would like to say is that this is an open platform where we can also be able to comment on our contribution about this. And sorry for that. So I am saying this is an open platform where we can all contribute and say our views as far as safe use of pesticide is concerned. So we are here doing like our last episode on this live stream, and I would like to welcome each and every person who is watching us. So I want to welcome new people. So I can see Agan Okelo is watching us. Agan Okelo, thank you so much for watching us. Agan Okelo is a farmer, is a fruit farmer in Kenya, is doing organic farming in Homa Bay County. And Agan Okelo is one of our most favorite and loyal fan. Thank you so much for coming over. And we have Lefokole. And please, before I pronounce that, I'm so sorry, please, if I don't pronounce your name correctly. So we have Leko, who is also watching us. Please tell us where you're watching us from, and please do not forget to like our video and give us a have at, because we are here to impress the Facebook algorithm so that this information can be shared out or can be suggested to more people, because we need everybody to know what they should know about safe use of pesticide. We need people to understand that they are bodies which are regulating the pesticides which are coming to our country. We need people to understand that they should use pesticides which have been authorized to be used in Kenya. We need people to understand that we have pesticides which have active ingredients which have been banned to be used in Kenya. Farmers need to find this knowledge. As consumers, we need to ask for safe use. We need to demand for safe food, so that our farmers will have no choice but to give us safe food. So this is everybody's concern. And since we have talked about purchasing of pesticide, we should purchase pesticide which have been authorized to be used in Kenya. We should always check the product, the PB product, which is the Pest Control Product Board of Kenya, and get to know the list of agro dealers which are licensed to use to sell agrochemical to us. And we should also get the list of agrochemicals which have been accepted to be used in Kenya. And as farmers, it's our concern to get to know the list of active ingredients which have been banned to be used in Kenya, because we have active ingredients which are causing cancer. We have active ingredients which are interfering with our reproductive system. So this is really not good, and we need people to be informed, and that's why we are doing these live shows, to educate you. And we are doing this in partnership with UNIDO, that is United Nations Industrial Development Organization, and Markup, which is Market Upgrade Access Program, to make sure that we are producing food that is qualifying for the local and international market, so that we cannot have our commodities being delisted from export, and we need that as a country. So we are going to talk about proper handling of pesticide. This is really very important. So after you know that the pesticide that you are using is a pesticide which is approved to be used in Kenya, which is has not been banned, and that you know that you are having the correct pesticide for the correct crop, because we have also talked about that. As a farmer, you should make sure that whatever pesticide that you are using, they are specific to the crop. That's the same way as when we are using pesticide for our bodies. You cannot be having typhoid and then you use something that is meant to cure malaria. It's not going to help you. In most cases, it's going to make you more sick. So this is as important as when we are using pesticide for us. So make sure that the pesticide that you are using is specific to the crop, specific to the disease, and specific to the pest that you are trying to eliminate or prevent from your farm. And So now when you have done all that and you have read the label, you understand the label caution signals, you understand the label code in colors, you understand the re-entry period, you understand the pre-harvest intervals and all that. So we are now talking about safe use, safe handling. How do you handle them? The first thing is that make sure that you are having protective equipment, that you are having all the protective equipment which are necessary. Make sure that is really very important to avoid accidents, because we have said we do all we can do to avoid accidents in our farm, but accidents do occur. So let's make sure that we are wearing our protective equipment. And then when handling, the other thing is that you should use the correct dosage and volume of pesticide. Make sure that you are using the correct dosage and volume of pesticide in as it's recorded, as it's written in the instructions of the label. Make sure that is very, very important. I cannot overemphasize on that. Make sure that you are following exactly that. Even if your instinct as a farmer tells you that I think I should add more so that you can have more concentration, please do not do that, because that is exactly what people are doing outside there, and that is very dangerous. So make sure that you are following the correct dosage. Just the same way when a doctor tells you take this medicine 1 times 3, you cannot take it 2 times 3. So make sure that you are following that instruction, just the same way you follow instruction when you are using medicine that you have been described by your doctor. And then also make sure that when you are handling the pesticide, make sure that you observe spray interval as indicated on the label. And then, so the last thing that we are going to quickly talk about, what are we supposed to do as farmers to make sure that we are actually using our chemical in a safe way, and we are using a chemical, we are producing food that is safe for consumption, food that is healthy. Because when we say that the food is healthy, it doesn't mean that it's very safe. So you can really get a food that looks very healthy, but it is not safe. So what are we going to do as farmers? We are going to talk about 2 things that as farmers we can do. We are going to talk about integrated pest management, so that we can be able to use our pests in the correct way, and we are also going to talk about scouting. So I don't know, let's start with scouting. So why are we supposed to do scouting, and what is scouting, by the way? What's scouting? So I'm going to give you an explanation of what scouting is and how important scouting is as far as safe use of pesticide is. Scouting is making sure that you are monitoring the environment of you're monitoring every day the environment of your crop. What is this monitoring? You are monitoring in regards to, are my crops well irrigated? Did we do land preparation in the correct way? If we needed to raise beds, did we raise beds in the correct way? If we needed shallow beds, did we make the shallow beds in the right way? If we just needed a fine tilt, did we do like what do you call this? Plowing, did we do it in the correct way? So that is where scouting starts from. And then when you have the crop on the farm, when you've already established the crop on the farm, make sure that it is well irrigated, that they have all germinated. If they have not germinated, have we replaced them? Are we having cutworms? Are we having cutworms before they generate? Are we having, make sure that you are doing that, and then make sure that it's a clean environment. You're following the hygiene. So scouting is just walking through your farm to make sure that all those aspects are concerned. But as far as pests and diseases are concerned, is walking through the farm, identifying the pests that are there, identifying their level, because there is an economic accepted level, and there's a level that is going to cause harm to your crop. So make sure that you are doing that, so that you can understand what method can you really use to manage the pest in your farm. And that's where IPM comes. What is IPM? IPM is integrated pest management. Just from the word integration, it means that many things are put as to be one. So that is you using different methods of pest management for you to control your pests. Don't only use chemical methods, like say, because chemical method is very effective, so that is what I'm going to use, because I've been told to spray this before the crop does this, so I'm going to spray. No, make sure that you are spraying because there is need, not because not because they say spray after these weeks. Make sure you are spraying because there is need. So this integrated pest management, all methods of pest management into one and not selecting one, using all of them. And now there goes to the question that was asked in the other previous live stream: do we really need pesticide? No. And then the person said no. I will say we need them because we are not going to select. If you're doing large scale production, we cannot just rely on one method. Just the same way we are so many people in this planet, we cannot say that okay, all of us, we are going to go we are not going to go to the hospital. We are going to make sure that we are not sick, so there is no need for hospitals. That does not make sense at all. The same thing applies to crops. We cannot eliminate hospitals, we cannot eliminate pesticide, we cannot eliminate crop doctors who are agronomists like me and many others. So let's talk about these methods of pest management. We have physical method, which is just physical elimination of the pest or the disease. And then we have cultural method comes number one, just doing the cultural practices that I've mentioned, making sure that your crop it has a good hygiene, making sure that irrigation is well done. And then we have physical, now that is physically or mechanical, physically eliminating the pest from the crop. That we can use different methods, such as using of traps. We have different traps. We have the yellow traps, sticky traps, we have yellow traps, we have blue traps. So different insects get attracted to different colors, and that's why we have those different. So when you put the traps on your farm, they get to be attracted to it. And if you need more understanding of these methods, we are going to have a video on YouTube, so make sure that you subscribe so that you can be able to watch that video when it's up. And then we have using these other traps which have the chemical pheromone. So insects get to be attracted to the pheromone, and they get out, they are killed with the chemical that is inside the trap. And then we also have biological method. Biological method is where you use biological enemies of the pesticide to kill them. And then finally we have the chemical method, where we are talking about safe use of chemicals, where we have chemical classified in the level of toxicity. So when you are using chemical, make sure that you are choosing chemicals which are less hazardous to the environment. Make sure that you are informed about the active ingredients. Make sure that you are informed about active ingredients which have been banned. Make sure that you are reading the labels. You know that you understand the pre-harvest interval and the re-entry interval. So that is what we can do as farmers in order to make sure that we are having safe use of pesticide. And because this is our last section of this live stream, I'm going to talk about what is happening as far as a farmers is concerned. If you are new here, what a farmers does, we are a community of farmers where we connect, learn, and grow with farmers, and we train farmers on sustainable methods of production, of agricultural production. We do farm management, we do your soil testing, we take you through the journey of farming, because we want to turn your farm into profit. And we are going to have an event, and this event is onion harvesting event, because we are harvesting our onion on our farms, and we would like to invite any farmer who would like to be part of the onion harvesting event. The event is going to happen this week. So if you need more details about the event, you can reach us on our phone number that is on your screen. You can reach us through Facebook here. You can inbox us on Facebook and we can give you more details. You can inbox us on our farmers on Instagram, and you can also you can reach us through WhatsApp and all that. So make sure you reach through us so that you can be able to learn with our farmers, and you can be able to be taken through the onion farming process. As you all know, onion is one of the most profitable crop to produce in Kenya. If you are looking to get into agriculture, we can advise that you get into onion. And yeah, we hope that you are going to be with us. So I'm going to recognize people who are coming in, and please make sure that you are giving us a like so that our video can be, so that we can have more people coming in, and also make sure that you are giving our love so that we can have more people being, this video being suggested to more people, because we want more people to understand the safe use of pesticide in partnership with UNIDO and Markup. So we have Helita, we have Elita Ngwenya, thank you so much for coming in. If it's your first time coming in, please do not forget to follow us on our social media platforms as a Farmers Media on Facebook and a Farmers Media on YouTube as well, a Farmers Training Center on LinkedIn, and a Farmers with a Z on Instagram. So we are coming to the end of this safe use of pesticide, and we will be doing more videos on safe use of pesticide. We will be doing more conversations, and we would like to get your contribution on safe use of pesticide. And if you are a farmer and you would like us to feature you on our platform, we would like you to get in touch with us. As Agan, if you're still watching us, we like to, Agan Okelo, we would like to get in touch with you. Please I would like to get in touch with you as you are doing fruit farming, which is one of the most profitable form of farming in Kenya, and we would like you to connect and learn with farmers. And then we have a new person who has just come in. We have David Mwange, thank you so much for joining in. We are almost coming to the end of this show. We were talking about safe use of pesticide, and this is something that we are saying it's everybody's concern. So you can always share this video so that we can have more people learning about this. And I would like to thank everybody that has joined in, and I would like to thank my producer, which is Sarah Wanjiku. Thank you so much for always making the show as interesting as possible, always giving us the graphic and always being on point. So thank you so much, Sarah, and thank you so much for those people who are watching us every day. And we hope to see you tomorrow. We always have this show every day from 8:30 to 10 a.m. So today we started a little bit late, but tomorrow we'll be here. We hopefully will be here at the right time, and make sure that you join us so that you can have an interesting conversation about farming, and we can help you turn your farm into a business. So bye bye. I've been your host, Misaro Chweya.